The most important question you'll ever ask, no one else will hear. They're the ones you ask yourself. In your head, in the shower, while going for a run, or lying down in bed. That inner voice, it's helping you either grow or keeping you stuck. Today, we're diving into how self-questioning shapes your thinking, your goals, your emotional clarity, and why it's one of the simplest but most overlooked tools for real personal growth. Hi, I'm Nicholas Belvo, and this is part of a series where we explore the power of asking better questions. Whether it's for your career, your relationships, or your personal growth, my goal is to help you think sharper, communicate more effectively, and navigate life with more intention. If that sounds interesting, hit subscribe to follow along, and let's get into today's video. We're constantly talking to ourselves, but we rarely pause to listen to what's being said or guide that conversation. Self-questioning turns unconscious chatter into intentional reflection. It's a skill that cuts across every part of your life, your values, your goals, your habits, your identity. Self-questioning is super powerful. It can challenge what you believe to be true your whole life, give you clarity when you're overwhelmed, or help you figure out where you want to go. Let's dive into some examples of where self-questioning can be a great tool to help you grow. First up, let's chat about challenging your default beliefs. Questions like, do I want kids? Do I want to get married? Big questions. But it's important to go deeper. Why? Is this what I truly want, or something that I've absorbed from my environment? Take career goals. Do I want to climb the corporate ladder? It sounds ambitious, but pause. Is that something I really want? Something you really want? Or just something that people have set as a default? The age-old saying of, if everyone goes and jumps off the bridge, would you do it too, applies aptly here. It takes some mental energy and bandwidth, but for anything important in your life, I believe it's important to take a step back and probe it by asking some questions. Sleeping every night? Why sleep when you don't have to? I'm kidding, but wouldn't it be great? Sometimes biology places some limits on how far your question can go. No matter how far you question some things, the answer will stay the same. Of course, you need to sleep. I enjoy sleep, but it'd be fun to imagine all that I could do if I didn't have to. Okay, moving on to questioning of what we see, read, and hear online and in the media. In a world full of hot takes, self-questioning is how you practice critical thinking. Asking what the other side of the story is has never been more important. What else would I need to know to make up my mind? You can't take everything you see for face value, and you need to do your own fact-checking. From fake news, and here I mean real fake news, not just labeling real journalism as fake news, to junk on social media and hallucinations from generative AI, there's never been a time that there's so much noise that you need to filter out. It's of vital importance to remain vigilant and keep your guard up when consuming information, and questioning what you're seeing to make up your own worldview. Self-questioning also plays an important role for mental and emotional clarity. In times when you're anxious, maybe from doom scrolling, ask yourself, what am I really afraid of right now? When overwhelmed, ask, what part of this is actually in my control? What can I do? A great trick, whenever you're feeling unease or a bit down, is to simply ask yourself, what am I grateful for today? You can also question yourself when things are going great. What brought joy into my life this week? What were the highlights of my month? How can I reproduce that great feeling more often? These questions are powerful as they can regulate your emotional and mental state or help optimize it for your own personal satisfaction. When things are more challenging, sometimes professional help can be useful here. And guess what a therapist's tool will be to help you? Questions. Their job is to come up with questions and guide a conversation to help you reflect such that you can come up with the answers. Although most of my examples of self-questioning are to ask yourself alone, it doesn't always have to be if you need that additional support. Finally, for everyday life decisions, self-questioning can be super useful. Most people already do this, but probably subconsciously. Asking everyday life questions more consciously once in a while can lead to awesome results. Questions like, why am I keeping this thing in my house? What is one thing that is bothering me in my space that can easily fix? What would be the best morning routine for me to adopt? How could I optimize the organization in this drawer? These can be as philosophical or as downright practical as you want. Asking some practical questions like these and then quickly tackling them with an answer and bringing that to action is extremely gratifying. Like that drawer question. Take any drawer in your house, ask yourself, how can I make this drawer awesome? For me, that was a few small plastic bins organizing utensils in the kitchen, and now it brings me a ridiculous amount of satisfaction every time I open it up, versus having a disorganized chaos and searching endlessly for a spatula. To simplify this vast topic of self-questioning, let's break it down into 4 categories. There's questions to make sense of the past, extract insights and learn from that experience. Disruption questions, where you challenge assumptions, defaults, and inherited beliefs. Direction questions to clarify purpose, set goals, and guide future decisions. And finally, grounding questions to manage the present, your emotions, habits, and daily actions. Let's explore these one by one, starting with reflection questions. These help you pause, look back, and learn. Great after a win, a failure, or a turning point. For example, what did I learn from that experience? What patterns keep repeating in my life? What has been giving me the most energy lately? What's holding me back from reaching my goal? Disruption questions. These interrupt autopilot thinking. They're for when you feel stuck or are stuck in inherited patterns. Am I doing this because I chose it or because it's expected? What belief am I holding that may not be true? What am I missing here? What do I know that I don't know? Is there something I don't know that I don't know? That one's tough. Third, direction questions. These give clarity for the future. Ask them when journaling, walking, or reflecting on a milestone. What do I actually want? Is this aligned with the person I want to become? What would future me thank me for doing right now? Grounding questions. These help you stay present and intentional, day to day. What am I feeling right now and why? What's one thing I can control today? How can I be more kind, more understanding? On a personal note, my meditation practice has helped me a lot here. Meditation sharpens awareness of the sensations, emotions, and thoughts playing in the background. It helps me tune in, and from there, I can start asking better questions. Self-questioning is a muscle. The more you use it, the more confident and calm and clearer you become. Most people look outside for answers, but the right questions, asked inwardly, can unlock something no one else can give you. And now you have a framework of sorts such that you can apply this for yourself. Reflection questions to look back at the past, disruption questions to revisit your thinking, direction questions to map out the future, and grounding questions to be able to manage the present. You've already asked yourself thousands upon thousands of questions in your life, some intentional, many not. Now the goal is to bring intention to that process, to ask better questions, to start new trains of thought, to grow. Try just one of these questions today and see what comes up. Let me know in the comments, what's one question you've asked yourself recently that made you think or helped you grow? Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.